Hello and welcome to Thrive Within. I am your host, Marc Bucksath, life coach, educator, and someone who's passionate about helping you live your life more fully, honestly, and aligned with who you really are. This is your podcast, a space for real talk and focused coaching on things like confidence, purpose, boundaries, self-doubt, and personal growth. So whether you're on a walk, taking a break, or just giving your brain a moment to breathe, I am so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Today's episode is all about aligned decision-making, how to move with clarity to confidence in your choices. We make hundreds of decisions a day. What to wear, what to eat, when to rest, how to show up. And yet, some of us collapse under the weight of even the simplest ones. Why? Because it's not the number of decisions, it's the lack of certainty and clarity underneath them. When you don't feel anchored in who you are, every choice gets heavier. You second guess, you hesitate, you say yes when you mean no. And that's called decision fatigue. It isn't laziness, it's not weakness. It just simply happens when you're not grounded in alignment. Clarity cuts through the noise. Alignment gives you an inner compass. And when you have those, confidence naturally follows. Here's how you know if a decision is aligned. You feel steady even if it's scary. You're choosing instead of performing. You feel peace even when others might disagree. It's not about everything being easy. Alignment doesn't erase fear. It just simply means that your choices reflect who you are, not just what's expected of you. And that's why alignment feels so much lighter. It's not based off of performance, it's based off of presence. Here's today's mindset shift. Alignment doesn't mean perfect. It means true. Perfection says, I need to get this right the first time or I failed. But alignment says, even if I need to recalibrate, I'm moving in the direction of my values. And that's much more powerful. Confidence isn't built by knowing the outcome ahead of time. It's built by moving forward with what you know, trusting that you'll be able to adjust as you go. So the shift is this. Stop chasing the perfect decision and start choosing the true one. Let me take you back to when I was 16. This is when I first started shooting concerts. Now, it wasn't constant work. It came and it went, but it was enough to give me a taste of something that felt alive in me. And while other kids were working the usual high school jobs, I did those too. I worked at Subway and Burger King and even was a host at Shoney's. And I noticed something. Filming was different. I could work a shift at a restaurant and feel drained. But if I had a camera in my hand, I came alive. Hours would fly by. I had fun, even when it was tough. Still, when graduation came, the safe route would have been go to college, get a real job, do what everyone else is expected of to do, right? Now, that would have been respectable and the predictable thing to do, but I knew myself well enough where I knew that that path would not satisfy my soul. I didn't just want to work for a paycheck. I wanted to create. I wanted to be a part of stories. And so instead of going the safe route, I stepped into my alignment. After high school, I took a job at a TV station, and that was my first real start in the film industry. It wasn't glamorous, but it was aligned. And looking back, that decision shaped everything. It taught me that confidence doesn't come from choosing what's safe. It comes from choosing what's true. And that lesson has guided me through every major decision since. I want to give you a simple tool today that I use with clients. I call it the 3-check alignment test. When you're facing a decision, ask yourself, in your head, what do I logically know? In your heart, what feels emotionally honest? And in your gut, what does my body say? Now, if all three are in alignment, you're ready. One is off, you better think about it. Get curious, explore what's underneath. Alignment isn't about rushing, it's about listening. And if you can't get all three in alignment, but your gut's telling you something, always listen to your gut, because your head will lead you in the wrong direction when you overthink. Your heart will lead you in the wrong direction when you feel too much into it. But who have you ever heard of that has said, I wish I had not followed my gut? Nobody, because your gut is always going to tell you the truth. Always follow your gut. But when all three are in alignment, that's when you know that you're 100% on the right track. Here are a few questions to sit with this week. Where am I making decisions from? Fear instead of clarity? What small choice could I make today that feels aligned? And how would I choose differently if I fully trusted myself? Now let these questions live with you. Journal them, walk with them, or just let them echo quietly in your heart. The more you create a rhythm of aligned choices, the easier it gets. And here's what I recommend. Start your day with a grounding. Even 2 minutes of just breathing or journaling can anchor you. And pause before you make big choices. Ask your head, your heart, and your gut for feedback. And debrief after the decisions. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and how it felt. Confidence isn't born from never making mistakes. It's born from leaning into them and learning and adjusting with self-trust. Here's today's practice. Before you give your next yes or no, ask yourself, does this move me closer to who I want to be? Even one aligned decision creates momentum. Confidence isn't something that you wait for. It is something that you build choice after choice. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to follow the show, share with a friend, or leave a kind review. It helps more people find these conversations. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out my books or learn more about coaching with me at guidedpathcoaching.crd.co. You got this, and I'm here with you, one step at a time. And remember, you're doing better than you think.